Okay, so everybody wanted to know how in the heck I got this lawnmower to do about hood deep and even more. So just haven't gotten that far. So started it up today, thought it would be the perfect time to do something like that since everybody's been asking and stuff, and I said I'd make one. So let's do it. Okay, so first of all, what I did, not necessarily to make this thing waterproof, but what I did just because I wanted to was electrical. I took out all the electronics, or not I took out all the safety switches. So I pretty much cut away as much stuff as I needed. All I have is the charging wire, this wire, this is the ground wire. So I have no safety switches for my clutch. I just do that because I want to, push it down to start it up. I do not have throttle. I have gas pedal throttle. You can see that throttle cable is not doing anything. So that's what I've done basically electrical wise. I put in a opposite kill switch, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. Put in a push button kill switch with the same electric key start. That's all this does, is start up the motor or turn it over, and then this kill switch is what kills it. In is dead, out is alive. That's what I've done electrically. So pretty much bypassed every kill switch. All these connectors, as you guys know, still work fine when they're fully underwater. I haven't done anything to these. I haven't dielectric greased them, nothing. Can't really tell you exactly what I've done because I don't really know. I know this is the charging wire. I had to extend this one with this thingy here, one-way thingy electrical thing. That goes right over to my the positive side of my starter solenoid. And then I have, in case you can't see it, but I have everything that pretty much the only thing electrically I have in this is specifically what needs to turn over that starter and turn over the motor with this key. What I need to recharge the battery from the motor, from the coil or whatever, whatever that is, the stator. And then only what I need to make this engine die when I need it to. That's the only things I have in this. I could take these connectors off and make this look way better, but I don't, because I don't care. Next thing I did, my spark plug boot was all screwed up, so what I did was I took this and you guys can't really. Anyway, I took the spark plug and I wrapped the wire around the boot. I wrapped the wire around the spark plug terminal where the spark plug boot would originally go on. And then I took some heat shrink tubing and I heat shrink the spark plug. You can see right there all the way up to here. And that is 100% waterproof. I have not gotten water in there. If I had bigger shrink tubing, I would have went all the way as far as up onto the spark plug as I could have. But I didn't, so I was only able to kind of push it up this one rung. But it works fine and it is waterproof. The exhaust, not going to touch it. But you can kind of see how it goes. I've put this in other videos. And I have no problems with this running underwater. It's probably like a 1-inch tube. That was the problem with my other red lawnmower. The reason it wouldn't run underwater, the exhaust stack would go right underwater. And it would shut down, excuse me. Next thing, the biggest thing, the most obvious thing is Snorkel. So, what I did first worked fine with that. But the biggest problem, two problems I had, was I had a leak here. I had a leak here where this connects onto here, onto this piece of 1.5 inch tubing, because it's 1.5 inch all the way up. And what this is from that red lawnmower you guys know, if you guys have been around for a long time subscriber. This from that red lawnmower. You can get them off that like 6.5 horse, or not 6.5, 16.5 horse lawnmowers with the big red cover with the little clip where your air filter goes. It goes like this. You clip it off, and then that's what this is. This is a 1.5 inch coupler. You can kind of see it there. 1.5 to 1.5. This is more like 1.25. This piece right here, but it fits on there fine if you squeeze it down tight. And then this is a 1.5 inch 90 to, I don't know, probably like a 14 inch piece, 22 inch piece, something like that. Not 22 inch piece. Anyway, there's a piece, and then there's two 45s. You could make that easily 90, but I had two 45s. You just extend this pipe a little bit, and then I slipped it. I cut a hole with the hole saw right in there, and this goes in here, and it's pretty sturdy. You know, I could put a little strap right here from the engine shroud to here, but I don't really see it being necessary. I cemented these in with the concrete, with the PVC cement, and I put this 2-inch coupler, or 1.5 to 1.5 inch coupler, with my little piece of 14-inch extension. And then I just put a little air filter on here from my dirt bike. I slipped that on this pipe. It's not perfectly sealed up in there. There are a couple air leaks, but it's not gonna matter. It's up quite a bit higher than it was, and it should filter out plenty of air. So the reason you guys saw like 14 videos, not really, more like 3 videos of this thing just going, you know, yay deep and then stalling out, was because this piece, this is the Pcv valve. Right here, you guys can't really see it. Right here. This Pcv valve, you can see it, it goes all the way up to that PCV, the valve itself. But this PCV hose goes in here on the original So if you have that original lawnmower motor with this original thing on it, coupler piece goes from intake to 1.5 to 1.25. You don't have to mess with this at all, because it's gonna perfectly match up right into here. But if you don't, and you're taking this off your dad's lawnmower or something, you might be upset. But if you do, and you have a 17 horsepower OHV Briggs with this type of a PCV valve, or really any of the Briggs motors that have this kind of shroud on them, I cut up a bunch of the old PCV valve that used to go to this motor, and I was able to make it work into here. I had to heat this up a little bit and slide it up into there. I put a bunch of PVC cement right here, and on that coupler right there, I don't know if you guys can still see that right there, because I had to make that too. But that was the problem. I had a big leak right here because I stretched this piece over here too much, and it created a leak, so the water got right into here, sucked up in my intake, and stalled out the motor. The next thing I had was this rubber boot coupler. I had a hubcap from a go-kart dune buggy thing that was this, pretty much replaced this coupler because I didn't want to buy one, but I had to anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much all it needed. I put a bunch of silicone in between here to make sure that was sealed up too. I sealed up this hole. I didn't know if that was a hole that actually went anywhere. I doubt it. And that's pretty much all I had. I didn't have to do anything from this part back. It was all this forward, the intake snorkel. This bowl, I really want to weld a tab onto here so I can, you know, grab it like a pair of pliers and twist it off. Because if you do get water in here, you know, you're going to want to take that bowl off and empty that water out. So this carburetor, these lawnmower carburetors are completely sealed up from the factory, I guess if you want to call it. They do not have, like on a typical lawnmower or four-wheeler carburetor, you have a bull drain right here, as in that will get water immediately right into your carburetor and it will stall out. You have to plug that or run it like a vent up to the Snorkel. Next thing you have is like a bowl vent somewhere around here, you know, and then you got another one, another vent. So you got a couple vents, but on these lawnmower carburetors, all you have to do is the intake. Once you Snorkel the intake, this carburetor, as far as I know, as far as all the other ones I've seen over there, and this one, you do not have any vents on this. Which kind of sucks, because if your bowl overflows, it goes right in your motor and screws everything up that way. Never gotten water in my oil, even with the Pcv valve. It needs to be changed, but I've never gotten water in it, which is very surprising, because I've gotten water right into this Pcv valve. But yeah, pretty much all you need is a 1.5 inch piece, a 1.5 to 1.5. Once you have this coupler to a 90, that's probably 6 inches to the top of here. Then you run a straight piece over here, 245s or 190 straight up, and I didn't have to touch the hood at all for this. It does kind of rub. You can see where it rubs a little bit right there. My stupid phone don't focus for nothing. But yeah, I've had no problems with it, other than this stupid thing keeps flopping around. But next thing I want to do is I want to see that rubber cap right there. Yep. I want to tap that, or drill a hole in it, tap it, put a bulb fitting right there, and put a vent. I want to vent that transaxle right up over here, or maybe into here. Probably up here, because I'm probably going to be going about that deep next time we go out there. And same thing with my gas tank vent. I bet you nobody has gone deep enough on their lawnmower to have to seal up this cap and put a vent so you don't get water in it. That's what I got to do. I'm going to seal this up. I'm going to put a bunch of JB weld on this cap to seal that hole up. I'm going to drill a hole right here, put a bulb fitting, and then run a little vent right up here, or something like that. And that's really all I've had to do. If you Snorkel it like you would a normal ATV, other than the vents, right? No vents. But Snorkel it like a normal ATV, you will have a Snorkel lawnmower. Next thing, spark plug. I did this because I didn't have a working boot, but I bet if you got a good boot on there, you know, an NGK boot or something like that, that would be sealed up. Put a little dielectric grease on there. Dielectric grease this if you want to. And the battery always works fine. I've never had a problem with it underwater. As you could see from that little intro, it works fine. It charges the battery always, and it works fine. I haven't really had any problems with the stator getting wet, but that could be a possibility. But I am always in moving water. I'm always moving, and possibly if you let this fill up and set, you might have a problem with that getting spark to your coil. If you do have those problems, you probably should check your gap from your magneto to your coil, and make sure they're close enough for you know, so you don't get too much water in between those. But yeah, I don't really have any problems with the fan underwater. It does shoot water out everywhere, but you know, the belt is the biggest thing. It just shoots a plume of water right out the back. I'm probably gonna try and get some better tires on here. I have a 4x4 ATV. Yes, you heard me right. I actually got something that has true four-wheel drive with locking diff, with a locking front differential. So, and I'm getting some humongous tires in for that, some humongous mud boggers. I'll probably put the original ones on here, Don't know if that'll be an upgrade or not, but they do hold air, so that's kind of an upgrade on itself. So that's the only thing I've done to this thing. I hope you liked the video, and I don't know, I don't really have anything else to show you. Got the gas pedal on there. I was gonna tell you something, I don't know, forgot. But so Yorkshire, the reason you guys haven't been seeing any videos is because Yorkshire, the place where we go ride, or went riding, you know, that place got shut down, at least as far as we know, which happens regularly. It kind of shuts itself down, you know, police start riding around out there, or then you get, you know, everything, and then 2 months later it calms down, the cops don't go out there anymore, and you can kind of come and ride, probably illegally again. But that's why you haven't seen any lawnmower videos, or any real videos at all. You saw the Sandlot video, that's because we had nowhere else to go, so the Sandlot was about the best place we could go. We were hoping it would have a lot of mud and water for the lawnmower, four-wheeler, whatever the heck you want to call this thing. Next thing I really want to do is put four-wheel drive under it. I got a idea of how I'm going to do that. And I'm not just going to do what all the other crazy people do. You know, the cheap, lazy white Americans do, and they take the rear wheel steel lawnmowers, the old rear wheel steel, not mowers, rear wheel steel cub, oh my gosh, MTDs, F&Os, and they put that in the front, and they put a real transaxle in the rear. I'm not going to do that. I don't have one of those to do that. I actually have to, like, you know, build my front end so I can steer, and so I got to get some knuckles and everything and figure that out. But that should be coming sometime, you know, not soon maybe, but it's going to happen. This thing should become four-wheel drive. Then we're going to have to, maybe we'll put these tires on the front and get the ones from my new four-wheeler on the rear. Who knows, maybe we'll do that, maybe we won't. But that's really all I've done to get this thing snorkeled up. Yeah, the next thing, you know, four-wheel drive, and then I don't know, we'll figure it out. Next thing, I kind of want to build that into a racing mower. I already have the 2-inch pulley for the rear, and the little MST 206 on there with the little 2-inch pulley. This is going to be, you know, the next. It's going to be get under there, you still put face your garbage. That's going to be the next one more video. Oh, wide racing mower video. The trailer, we've been using it, working good, except that hole right there. The lights work and everything works. It works good. We like it. Yeah, I don't really have any more updates. We're gonna stay tuned if you want to see more of this. And you know, in the summertime, because Florida, the way Florida is, in the summertime it is soaked. It's, you know, there's about 6 inches of water just about everywhere. But in the winter, it becomes a super sandy desert, kind of. So, you know, if I can't get videos to you about the mud mower and mudding and water bogging and stuff like that, in the winter, that is why. But in the summer, everything is about, you know, 12 foot deeper than it usually is. So in the summertime, you know, subscribe, wait for the summertime to come, you know, when all the holes are going to be about this deep, and then the deep ones are going to be, like, you know, way deeper. But we will have this thing going, you know, pretty much. You know, I've got about an inch before I got to worry about my snorkel, so maybe we'll try and go steering wheel deep. That would be a little scary, but yeah, if you guys, you know, I hope you guys liked it. If you have any more questions on this, I don't know, a lot of people have been saying stuff about my belt slippage. So, just to clear this up one last time, I have a 5-inch pulley on the rear. 5-inch, geez, there's still water dripping out of everything. I have a 5-inch pulley in the rear, a 5/8 inch belt, which in my opinion is the reason I have no belt slippage, pretty much. And then way up front there, you can see you can't, but I have a 6-inch pulley, so a 6 in the front, 5 in the rear, with a 5/8 inch belt. Everybody who uses 1/2-inch belts, I can't believe them. They're crazy. They are planning to get stuck in the trails. I don't know. I've snapped a couple 1/2-inch belt before. They are terrible in my opinion. Get a 5/8, you will never have any belt slippage. In my opinion, if you have a 5/8, you know, normally with a 1/2-inch belt, if you go anything under a 4-inch pulley, you won't be able to go anywhere in the water. In my opinion, with this 5/8, I bet I could go to a 2-inch and still drive through some deep water. Because there is just so much more belt slippage or belt friction that's going on there. There's 5/8 here, 5/8 there, and 5/8 on the opposite side. And you can see it fills in this whole entire pulley, which is so much belt friction. And if you get these hot, they also work better, so keep that in mind too. Haven't had any problems with this transaxle. I put seals in here. I put really good 3/4 inch seals. I went to O'Reilly's or wherever, and I said I need 3/4 inch seals for this, for just 3/4 inch seals, and they gave me some 3/4 inch seals. They slid right over these axles, and I have no oil seeping everywhere. And biggest thing, in my opinion, what blew up the old Spicer rear end in this thing, which this is a Spicer as well, but it's a oil filled instead of a grease filled like the old one. A bunch of sand got in here, all of the sand got in here, came over here and got under one of these gears up here, split this case, popped the case open, and it broke everything. So really for that one I just need a top case. Bottom case is fine, but I made sure not to blow this one up by putting seals here and here. And then just the leftover gap that I had, I put a bunch of silicone in there to keep that working good. And you can see I got some silicone on here and everything. So yeah, this thing's been working good. There's probably a bunch of water in here. You know, that wasn't my problem. My problem wasn't trying to keep the water out. It was trying to keep the sand out. But yeah, we're gonna hopefully get this thing muddy. You know, I don't know, it's very difficult right now, like I said, to find water, deep water. But you make everything, the way I do it normally is I break everything, I make something and then I break it in the winter time, right before the summer comes, and I want to actually like take it to some water, but not this time. This time, this thing's been very reliable for me. Yeah. Other than the steering kind of sucks. I need to put some steering stops on there, and I put that big cast iron axle in there. That helped, because on the ride with the Foreman 500 ride, with the lawnmower ride with the Foreman 500 and the 250X, if you guys have seen that one, you didn't see it in that video, but in that video, I guess I didn't get it on camera, but in that video, I hit a stump that was like this tall. A big, well, it wasn't a stump, it was a root that was like half the size of the tire. And with this tire, and I was doing probably 15 miles an hour when I smashed into that stump. It was right on the side of a trail, right like this. It was a big stump coming out. Boom, I smashed right into that. The whole steering wheel went like that. And I about flipped this thing. But it rolled right over it and went fine. And by towing these pretty much straight, you can see that's how you build a lawnmower. Or anything. When you hit a big stump or completely do something that should have destroyed this thing, and it's perfectly fine. I have not had any problems with that. Biggest upgrade you gotta do is this one. You gotta upgrade this. You guys can't really see it. It's a little dark, but yeah. This cast iron axle is leaning a little bit this way, if you guys can kind of tell. It's not perfectly straight up and down. That could possibly be from that, but don't know, don't care. Still works fine. It's really dirty at high speed, which is scary. So, yep. This is where I'm really going to end this video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys want to see more. You know, I've got a bunch more junk. Maybe we'll try and snorkel a weed eater or a push mower and stuff it into the water. Anybody want to see that? I will do that. I'll try to anyway. Racing lawnmower, I want to make this thing go like 50 miles an hour. 2-inch pulley in the rear. 7-inch in the front, something like that. 8-inch maybe. I got a like 7.5 I can use. You know, big wide tires sitting about an inch, you know, away from the tire. Like, you know, like that. So, who knows, maybe that's what we'll do. I already lowered down the seat. That's the number one thing to do. I got this thing running. I got this thing for free from my friend, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Who knows, maybe we'll tear into this motor, at least the top end, and shave the head a bunch, because they can take a bunch of shaving the head. So, hope you guys liked the video. This is where I'm going to end it off for this. I'll give you one last look with the hood on, and then edit this video a little bit. Wow, that thing is hot. Boom. It's the turtle. See you later. See you on the next one. Okay, so I was riding out here. I'm 2 streets away from the house, not that far, but the lawnmower decided way back there, like over by that trailer, it wanted to seize a pulley, then blow up the pulley. Show it to you here. Right there, you can see that one is supposed to be round, I think. I think they are. And it's seized. Got the other half of it in my cup holder. So my belt fell off. Yeah, that's a problem. I always need to replace that one anyway, so oh well, more reason to, right? Can't ride it. Very sharp too, it cut my thumb a little bit. Not bleeding, but it cut it. Oh well. At least the transmission didn't blow up, right? Lock up. I would have been pushing this thing anywhere. But I'm still... Oh my gosh. I got flat tire over here. There's the flat tire over there. And the 2 front ones hold there. Oh well, I guess I'll just add that to the video. Bye now.